Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into something super practical for anyone working in the AI space, the Gaia Nexus Breakthrough Framework. Think of it as a complete roadmap for taking an AI project from just an idea all the way to a massive success for your organization. So let's jump right in. So let's be real. Every single company investing in AI is asking this exact same question. I mean, it's not enough to just build cool tech, right? You have to make sure it's actually delivering real, measurable value. But with all the moving parts, how do you get that guarantee? Well, the secret isn't some magic bullet. It's a process. It's about having a repeatable, reliable framework that guides you through every single stage of an AI rollout, from the initial brainstorming all the way to long-term growth. It's all about replacing guesswork with a solid plan. So here's our game plan. We'll quickly touch on the main challenge, I'll introduce the framework as a whole, and then we're going to explore its three key phases: foundation, execution, and finally, impact and growth. And here it is, the whole shebang. Breakthrough. Now, I know it's a 12-step acronym, and it looks like a lot, but as you're about to see, it's actually organized into three very logical phases that build on each other perfectly. So let's start at the beginning. Phase 1, foundation and discovery. This is all about getting the strategy right from the get-go. And you really can't skip this, because if you do, you're building on shaky ground. And honestly, even the most brilliant tech is probably doomed to fail. This first phase has three main parts. You gotta understand the business need, you need to design the human-AI relationship, and you have to be ready to spot those unexpected moments of innovation. Everything starts with B for business context. Before a single line of code gets written, you have to be absolutely crystal clear on the why. What specific tangible problem are we trying to solve here? This is so critical because it stops you from building those AI for AI's sake projects that look awesome in a demo but don't actually solve a real problem and just end up collecting digital dust. Next up is R for relational architecture. Now, this step isn't about servers or algorithms, it's all about people. How is your team actually going to interact with this new AI? Is it a tool they command, a partner they collaborate with, or just a simple assistant? You have to design this relationship from the start. It's the difference between a tool people love and adopt and one they just plain ignore. And the final piece of our foundation is E for emergence recognition. This is a cool one. See, complex AI systems often develop surprising, totally unplanned abilities. For instance, maybe you build an AI to flag fraudulent transactions, but it also starts identifying patterns that point to your most loyal customers. That's emergence. It's a valuable new capability you weren't even looking for. You have to be ready to spot it, because that's where true innovation often hides. Okay, with that solid foundation in place, we can move on to phase 2, execution and evaluation. This is where the rubber really meets the road. We're building the system, and then we're going to rigorously measure how it's actually working out in the real world. This phase breaks down into 4 key activities. We're going to measure the application's effectiveness, capture all the knowledge we gain for the future, assess the impact on the team, and evaluate how smoothly that human-AI partnership is really working. So A is for application effectiveness, and this is where we stop relying on feelings. We need hard data. Is the AI actually faster? Is it more accurate? We defined what success looks like way back in the business context stage, and now we measure against those metrics relentlessly. No guessing allowed. K stands for knowledge capture. Think about it. Every single project, whether it's a huge success or a bit of a flop, is a goldmine of learning. This step is about building a system to document everything, what worked, what didn't, so you can create this institutional memory that makes every future project you do smarter, faster, and cheaper. Next up is T for team impact. You know, technology doesn't just exist in a vacuum. How is this new AI actually changing people's jobs day to day? Is it getting rid of tedious work and freeing them up for more creative tasks? Or is it creating new headaches and bottlenecks? This human-centered evaluation is absolutely crucial for long-term success. And this brings us to the big payoff from our earlier work. H is for human-AI coherence. This basically asks, hey, remember that relational architecture we designed back in phase 1? Did it actually work? Is the team fighting the tool, or is it this seamless collaboration, like a pilot and a co-pilot working together in perfect sync? This step measures that all-important synergy. All right, now for the final phase, impact and growth. So you've built something and it works. Fantastic. But now what? How do you capitalize on that success, communicate its value, and use it to fuel whatever comes next?
This forward-looking phase has 5 parts, and they're all about communicating your results, scaling up, finding unique insights, identifying areas for growth, and then forming hypotheses for your next big project.
First up in this phase is R for results translation. Look, it's not enough to have great metrics. You have to translate them into a language that the business understands. We're talking dollars saved, hours of work gained, customer satisfaction skyrocketing. This is how you prove your ROI and get the funding and support for your next big idea. Once you've proven that success, O asks about organizational scaling. Okay, if this AI worked wonders in the finance department, could we use a similar model over in marketing or maybe logistics? This is how one single project can spark a transformation across the entire company. U for unique insights. This is where things get really, really exciting. Did your project uncover something completely new about your business or your customers? This is the kind of knowledge that could be valuable not just to your company, but it could potentially contribute something meaningful to your entire industry. And following that is G for growth areas. Let's be honest, no system is ever perfect. This step is about creating a direct feedback loop. Based on its real-world performance and user feedback, what are the key opportunities to make this AI even better in version 2.0? And finally, we've got the second H, hypothesis development. The entire framework has been leading to this moment. Armed with all the data, all the feedback, and all the insights you've gathered, you can now make a highly educated guess, a data-driven prediction, about where your next big breakthrough opportunity is, starting the whole cycle over again, but from a much, much stronger position. So when you put it all together, the value here is just crystal clear. The breakthrough framework gives you that complete roadmap, and it forces you to balance the tech with those crucial human and business elements. It creates a repeatable process for success, and it turns every single project into a learning opportunity that fuels your next wave of innovation. Which leaves us with just one final thought to chew on. You know, it's easy enough to get an AI system up and running, but this framework pushes us to ask a much bigger, much more important question. Is your AI just operational, or is it creating a true strategic breakthrough for your organization?